All right, everybody. Looks like we are currently live here. August 26th, currently 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's been a minute since I've actually been live here in the group. So, hi, everybody. You have an opportunity. Dan, how are you? You guys have an opportunity if you wanted to hop onto the live call, be able to drop right into the room. There is a link in the description. I will be looking at some of those folks right over here onto the right-hand side as we kind of go over through this. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Let you guys know here what our agenda is going to be for this evening. Do forgive me for the rudimentary presentation as far as the agenda goes. I think what we're going to dive into is a little bit more important than how we break down our agenda for the day. Now, we have been able to add a WordPress component to your CRM system. So you're going to be able to get hosting now for WordPress for $9.97 a month. That's going to be something that is in a standalone plan. For those of you who are interested in that, if you have WordPress blogs on another hosting platform, you wanted to bring them into your CloudKey system, you can now do that even if you do not actually have the CloudKey CRM itself. We can get you set up with a hosting account where you'll be able to log in. You'll be able to use it on some pretty decent servers when it comes to that. So that is what the product is going to be. And those of you who are resellers, of course, there's commissions involved with that. You get up to 90% commissions on that as it is within the compensation plan. So WordPress hosting is going to be available in the product suite going forward for those of you who are interested in being able to offer that to your end users. Now here at CloudKey, of course, you obviously know we love bonuses. So what we're going to be doing here is sharing a special bonus with you. For those of you who pick up Spinrewriter from our affiliate link, you will get access to WordPress for as long as you are a Spinrewriter customer. So there is a month-to-month plan, a year-to-year plan, and a lifetime plan. I'll let you be the choice and be the judge on which one's going to be more beneficial for you. But I like the word lifetime myself. Reason being is because I myself have been a lifetime Spinrewriter user for the better part of about almost 13 years. Larla and I have been married almost as long as we have had Spinrewriter. This goes back to our GDI days when we were using the WordPress blogs on there. To be able to create content. The software has evolved quite a bit over the last well over a decade, as you'd expect it would. And we're going to be demonstrating some of that here today, kind of show you how that works. So those of you who pick up Spinrewriter, you are going to have an opportunity being able to get hosting for that app, that software, for as long as you're a Spinrewriter customer. So if you get the lifetime account, we're going to give you lifetime hosting for the blogs that it's going to create to get that traffic for you. So we love automation around here as well, especially useful automation. So we're going to get into a little bit how that works. We're going to show you some of the results of that here in just a moment. We're going to show you how to access your bonus, how to get access to it. I want to make sure that everybody does actually purchase. The only way that you'll be able to do that is by purchasing through our special page that Aaron has created for us. And it offers you access to a very special link in the back office. We're going to show you where it's at so that you could submit your bonus for that request. Those of you who have not done that yet, you're not going to be able to follow along here on the call because it does take a little bit of time for WordPress to propagate into the system. It can, disclaimer, take up to 48 hours, but it doesn't. It takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes a couple more hours, depending on the server loads, to get that actual hosting plan installed inside of the system. And then you'll have access to it. We're going to show you what that looks like here in just a moment as well. We're going to show you how to set up your basic blog in the process of doing that as well, because your basic blog is basically, you have your header, you have your sidebar, some of those more old school blogs that we're used to seeing. I've got a theme personally that I'm using called News Theme. It's a basic, simple theme, put some content on the page, and it's got a couple of call to action spaces and some places where we can run ads, which is really cool as well, because now we can plug AdSense into these blogs and be able to generate a little bit of extra revenues from those particular things. It's like turning AdSense on your YouTube channel and getting some ad revenue from individuals who have already come to your content to consume it. And you get to do the exact same thing with your blog. It's also a good way to syndicate some of that content that you do have with your weekly commitment to yourselves to upload that YouTube video. We're going to show you how to install the Spinrewriter plugin. Spinrewriter has some additional features outside of the WordPress plugin. We're not going to dive into all of that. I'll let you guys kind of tinker, kind of get some ideas on how you could use it. But we're going to show you how to install the Spinrewriter plugin into WordPress so that you can begin to use it. It's not available inside of the plugins tab. You actually have to download it and then upload it into your WordPress account. Okay. And we're also going to show you some of the optional automation systems that you can get inside of the platform. There's some upsells that are not related to us in any way. unless we go, from JVZoo, which I'm not concerned too much about. But there's some article databases that you can get tapped into that you'll be able to pull some content from. Now, you don't need it because Spinrewriter is actually going to do some pretty cool stuff we're going to show you here in just a moment. But this one's going to give you the ability to really crank out that content, just like I've done in the last couple of days. We're going to show you what that content's going to look like. And then we're going to open it up for a Q&A. For those of you who have any questions about this, if you have any interest in taking advantage of the offer, but aren't sure exactly what it all entails and you want to kind of clear that up, feel free to do that. If you already have WordPress, a lot of you I know you do, and you want to be able to use this platform, use this process on your own WordPress installs. I really do believe it is a great use of a WordPress install. So let's get into this, show you exactly how this is going to work. So here is one of the blogs. We created this, I believe it was Saturday. So it hasn't even been a full week yet. We have a few things on here. We've been kind of arranging with it, tinkering with it. It has been a long time since I have actually gone into WordPress. It's been about a decade since I've gone into WordPress and actually done a lot of work inside of here. But you can see we have a couple of different categories. That's some images. This is basically just the theme. We have the ability for a person to watch a video here in the sidebar, which is basically just a testimonial from one of you partners out there. Thank you very much, Rochelle, for that. We do have a 90% commission tab. Basically, come on over here and you can go to this particular tab and it's going to take you out to an offer where you can purchase the partnership. Then, of course, all of your recent posts and all of our categories that we have created. Now, I have a lot of content that is being created that I'm not doing under the uncategorized, but I also have content that I am creating. Okay, so the content that I'm creating is going to be under the general tab, just to kind of give you guys a beat on how I'm structuring it. You can see here what a blog is going to look like. You can see the new versus old opportunity post. This is actually the exact same post. Those of you who are in the school community that I have in there. The difference is this is actually on a blog. It's a WordPress blog, so I can put pictures, I can edit, and I can add a little bit of emphasis on some of the things that I want to draw attention to with this. This is also very keyword rich, and this is actually the content that I'm sharing with my own audience. Right, this is something that I would put on a Facebook post, or at least partially, some obviously in school, like we had already done, something that I would send out in the form of an email. Okay, so now when you're taking a blog post like this, those of you who've been around the internet long enough, you guys know that driving traffic to a blog is an incredibly valuable thing to do. So just think about an email. If you were to send an email, a marketing email once a day to a blog post, right? You're not really marketing, you're providing value. So in these blog posts, you can see that they kind of move right along with a cadence. This is your new versus your old opportunity. We go back in here, we have how to get your customers excited again. So you can see that we have some additional content right here for this, and some things that people can kind of get a little bit of consumption on. They're getting a little bit of an idea as to how we communicate. Now, again, like I said, these ones are the ones that I'm personally posting. This is very important because Spinrewriter is actually going to come back into this post, and it's going to rewrite it for me on a cadence that I set. And we're going to show you how to do that. So what we do is we create the content and we let it sit. And then what Spinrewriter does is it constantly updates that content so that the search engines are able to recognize it. It's also going to go out, if you add some of these additional components like we're going to share, it's going to go out and write posts very similar to these ones. So this is just an uncategorized category. This is just going to be content that is related to our niche, our category. So you can see right here, August 26th, today, email marketing. It's all about content. I did not write this. I didn't even know that was there. So we come in here and we open this up. It's actually the post itself. You can see we got some social media icons. We're going to show you those in just a moment. It says email marketing. It's all about the content. Did you know that you can combine email marketing, list building, and podcasting? This process allows you to work your market strategy on 3 separate fronts. I've always been an advocate for powerful content for your email marketing. The difficulty is attempting to blend quality content with the potential for interactive features. Now, I never wrote that, okay? A robot wrote that, which is unbelievable when you think about it. So this is actually really good content that we're sharing with the search engines, with our audiences, and all of those things. And there's a number of these posts in different categories, actually 3 different what are called campaigns running in the background, which are going out on the internet. They're searching these databases for content, putting synonyms, rewriting that, making it readable, and putting it on our WordPress blog multiple times per day. So I'm gonna go here back to that. Sorry, not the Uncategorized channel. You can see right here that we have another one all about email marketing. This is again to today. how to find source code and master resale rights. That again is today. Yesterday, email list building, how to get started building your own email list. The inside the list, building your own business with opt-in email list. This again was yesterday. Again, on the 24th, we have 2 posts that have been created by the software. So this right here is really good. The content is very good. It's readable. So you don't have to worry too much about it putting some of that garbled nonsense that we are used to seeing from automated systems. Let's kind of dive into this, show you how this actually works so that we can get this going. Okay, so those of you who picked up the offer, this is actually Spinrewriter. There is a link in the description for those of you who have not gotten it yet. This software gives you the ability to rewrite articles. You can see right here, it archives all of the articles that you have written with this particular software. There are a couple of social networks that we used to use this on back in the day. And here you can see, if we go 30 pages of articles, you can see October 1st, 2012. So we're looking at about a decade in the making of us using this particular product. Now you can go back to those articles. It actually keeps everything. And you can see that this is about network marketing. Okay. And you can see that there's some spin text in here. Those of you using the Messenger Pro tool are familiar with how this works when you're looking at your segments inside of your audiences, right? This is just going to replace some of these words with other words that are the exact same meaning, and it makes it make sense. Now, this particular post right here, we were using to drive traffic to our Global Domains International business, right? Remember, that's why we got this tool. It was for the blog post that we had for that. Now, there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. We can insert relevant images to these posts, which are going to make it put images into our blog posts. I have not done that step yet in my own. I've just been kind of getting the blog set up for the last couple of days, working a little bit by little bit every single day. Inside of the settings here, you can see that we have some more advanced options for us to be able to never use original words when synonyms are available, right? So if you are running into that situation where you don't know what to write, what you could do is you could just go out and go to Google, is what we used to do. Just go to Google, type in the keyword phrase that you want. The blog post, not the ads, but the blog posts that are coming up in that search, you just go and you copy the content, you bring it in here to Spinrewriter and you post it in the system. You push a button, it rewrites the whole thing, keeps the same content, keeps it keyword rich, but it's a rewritten post, right? It's completely different than the one that you had went and copied. So you want to make sure that you're not using the original words when you're doing this, if you're doing that. Now, I'm writing my own stuff, so I can use the original words. Enrich articles with headings, bullet points, etc. Okay, so we want the software to do this. Anytime it goes out to find additional content that is ranking in search engines for our keywords, anytime there's some bullet points or headings, we want to be able to write that into the blog post. We also want to be able to intelligently reorder paragraphs and lists. Now, again, I have this toggled off because I don't want it to rearrange the content in the post that I'm making. So I turn that off. But if you are having it write content for you and you're just having it update those posts, then you're going to want it to do that because it's going to create the content and it will make sense. Everything that I've read so far has made a pretty good solid sense right here. Next thing we have is convert line breaks into HTML tags. I just have that on. I don't even know what it means, but that we have that one on for that particular one. Now, this content, remember, we wrote this about 10 years ago. And if we click generate a unique piece of content for this, you'll be able to see exactly what it is that this does. Now I can compare side by side with the original article with my new one to make sure that we're not, we don't look too much like we're copying another article on the internet. And we can go down to the bottom here and you're going to notice there's a few things that are really cool. We have Copyscape. If you're familiar with Copyscape is a article. You can copy and paste an article into it and it's going to tell you if there's any copywriting issues with it, if there's any plagiarism issues with it. So this is automatically going to run that on the blog post that we have inside the system, which is really cool. Then of course we can download this file or we could just click a button and post that directly to our blog. So when we are connected to WordPress through the plugin that we're about to walk you through, this is just going to post it directly to that. So we can pull articles from our archives here that we've written 10 years ago, like we have in this one, and we can just simply post that to our blog. And then we can go over to it and we can kind of go through it, make sure it's what we want, make sure it's something that's consistent, throw some images in it and all kinds of cool stuff there. So that's basically how the software will rewrite an article. article. You can do this with multiple articles as well. You also have your archive, right? This is the group of articles that we just went into. I just went to one that was 10 years old to kind of show you us being able to pull that, resurrect that back from the past. The next thing that we're going to have here is the most important piece to this, at least in my opinion, is going to be this WordPress plugin. Okay. 10 years ago when we got this software, they were just developing the plugin and it was clunky to say the least. And over the last 5 days, I plugged this in, set it up. It was smooth. Everything connected the way that it was supposed to. I was really excited about it. And when that happened, I wanted to share that with all of you guys. So that is actually why we're here today. So the first thing that you're going to need to do, those of you who pick the offer up, if you haven't done that, I sent an email to all of the affiliates. Everybody who's registered as an affiliate with CloudKey received this email over the last couple of days. If you did not receive it, or if you didn't notice it, just click on the link right below. You can grab Spinrewriter. You get a free trial with it, all kinds of cool stuff that you get to do. If you have WordPress, you can plug it into your own. But like I said, if you don't need to worry about that, because we're going to give you an account to WordPress that is the lifetime of the account that you have here with Spinrewriter. So if you're paying month to month, you'll have an account month to month. If you're paying year to year, you have an account year to year. If you buy lifetime, which we highly recommend, you will be able to have that for the rest of the existence of the CloudKey system. So here we have download the file. Okay, I've already done this. So you're just going to click this button. It's going to download a plugin for you onto your computer. Now there is a step-by-step guide here. If you wanted to follow it, you can, or you can just follow along with what we're doing. It's actually a really simple process. So I'm going to just assume that we've taken the steps of downloading the plugin here. There's a few things to take note of. Of course, we have the API key right here. I'm not going to open that up. That's what you're going to use to connect to your blog. I'm not going to open it because then I have to reset it, but it's the key, right? So you'll click this when we're going through the step to add your API key. This is actually where you're going to find it. Now, those of you who are in Spinrewriter and you want to find the bonus, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go right up to the top of your account. You're going to need to go to my account. That's going to open up this page here. You're going to see the level of your account. You'll notice right here that we're lifetime members. Right here, you're going to have a bonuses tab. Now, Aaron's given us an opportunity to be able to put your bonus right here in this bonus list. You're going to get a list of all the bonuses that Aaron's providing for you, as well as the bonuses that we're giving you, which is basically just your lifetime WordPress account inside of your system. That's going to save you some cash at the end of every month, at the end of every year. It'll begin to add up as you start to see the results of what's going to happen when you install this tool. So that right there is all Spinrewriter in the back end. Now, there's a couple of things that we've got inside of our post itself. So you can see right here that we have a WordPress account. This is actually Group Key. So we have Spinrewriter installed inside of Group Key here. This is actually what it's going to look like when it's installed on the sidebar here. Now, we also have another account right here, which is Messenger Pro. We do not have WordPress installed on Messenger Pro as of yet. So those of you who are getting WordPress as your bonus inside of your CloudKey CRM account, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to navigate right on over to your sites tab here, and right up in between websites and memberships, you actually have a new button there that says WordPress. If you do not have a button there that says WordPress and you would like a button there that says WordPress, just reach out to support and they'll be able to get you set up with that. Again, you get the bonus, or you can get it for $10 a month. It is up to you. Now, what you do in this instance, just click on the dashboard button right here. It's going to take you to this screen. Now, this screen says create WordPress. All you're going to do when you click the button is just click the button and you're going to create your basic credentials. Those of you who've used WordPress in the past, it's the very same process that you would go through when you're installing it on your own PHP servers. But here you're going to choose what your website name is. Again, this is going to be your blog, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to call this Messenger-Pro-blog. Okay. And then WordPress admin username. What we're going to do is we're going to create our username. And in this particular case, it's going to be Messenger Pro. And then our admin password. We're not going to tell everybody what this one is, but you're going to want to create a password that is actually fairly secure. You can choose the generate password button, but make sure that you know what it is. Because it's very difficult to actually reset this darn thing. So we're actually going to send these admin email over to Larlin. Okay, so here what you're going to do is you're going to name the site, you're going to create your admin username, you're going to create your admin password, and you're going to use the WordPress admin email that you want to use to log into the account. So whenever you're logging into WordPress, you have a username which is going to be the email. And then you're going to have the password that you have created here. You can also use the admin username should you choose to do so. Now I'm going to click create the WordPress site. Now what's going to happen here is CloudKey is going to go into the back end. It's going to start working its magic. It's going to take a few minutes, about 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, just depending on the amount of action going on the server behind the scenes. You guys know how that works. So it is currently in the process of creating this installation for lmessengerpro.com, which we're going to be putting a Spinrewriter blog on. It's going to start talking about stuff related to what Messenger Pro does, get us a little bit more traction in the search engines. Now, this is actually what it's going to look like when it's done doing its thing over here. You can see it's thinking down here in the bottom, but over here, this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So what you're going to have here is you're going to have the domain. This is actually the one that is the basic domain on side of the on the platform. Then you're going to want to add your own subdomain. This is very, very important that you add this. Okay, you're going to use your own domain. You will use a subdomain on this, like we did. We use blog.cloudkey.io or blog.groupkey.com or blog.lmessengerpro.com. Now, what we're going to do once we've set this up is we're going to redirect so that we have our root domain, for example, cloudkey.io/blog. That's going to forward over to blog.cloudkey.io. So it makes it really easy for us to have all of these wonderful little paths that we can remember and we can just put into our main site so people can visit our profiles. We've got some other cool features that are going to be rolling out with CloudKey. Vlad has been working behind the scenes on some really cool things that are going to make some awesome potential for all of you who have the CloudKey CRM. So I'd highly recommend, if you don't have it, get with the person got you here, get that set up, because it is awesome. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make sure I'm in group key. So we're going to go blog.groupkey.com. Okay, so obviously we're creating a subdomain, so we're going to need to go into our DNS records and add a CNAME. Okay, so we're going to generate a CNAME record, and then what we need to do is we need to go into Cloudflare. Those of you who are using the systems that we're sharing with you, we would highly recommend that you use Cloudflare. So you come on over here to Cloudflare. You're going to log into Cloudflare. I'm going to move this over here so that I am not recording me logging into Cloudflare. Give me just a moment here. And we will show you how to set the CNAME records up so that you have an opportunity of running a custom domain that is tied to your root domain, which will be generating content constantly for Google to consume, which is going to give you rankings in search engines for your primary domain, which we find to be outstanding. So I forgot what my password was for Cloudflare. And I'm actually on the wrong screen. That might be why. So give me just a second. Boom. All right. So we are logged in. All right. So we have a number of domains in here, as you can see. We are actually going to be working with groupkey.com. So we're just going to go ahead and click this. We're going to open this bad boy up. We're going to go to our DNS manager. And what we're going to do is we are going to create a CNAME record. A CNAME record is just simply telling the internet where to point somebody when they go to this particular string of letters, dots, and numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to cruise back over here, and I need to make some copies. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this key. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. Okay, copy. Make sure I copied it. Click it a couple times, just make sure. And then we'll come on in here, and we're going to go ahead and add a record. So here, this is going to be a CNAME record, like I shared. The name, okay, this is going to be slightly different than the process we normally do for adding a domain. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in the record, the domain, that long, crazy looking thing that they get, acme-challenge.blog.groupkey.com. Okay. We're going to put that in there. Yours will be something completely different. So just make sure that you follow that. Now we have a value here, which is a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Okay. So remember, all we're going to do is we're just going to copy. We just click it a few times just to make sure. And we're going to check this little box. We're not going to click this yet, but we're going to check the box because we're going to come back and click that in just a moment. So we're going to go here and we're going to drop this into that target, and we are going to toggle off the orange cloud. We are not proxying these. We are running these directly through our security certificate that's installed on the server. You will get a 256-bit security certificate. It will not be a flexible one like you get with Cloudflare for free. I'll try saying that 10 times fast. Okay, so now we go ahead and click the save button. Now this is actually added to our profile, and now we got to let that propagate. It can take a few minutes for this to actually happen, but just for fun, we're just going to cruise on over here and click verify, and it is detected. So it doesn't take long, as you can see. So here they are now going through the process of installing a certificate, that security certificate that I was just talking about inside of the server. So there's a couple things that we need to do that are outside of the norm again when it comes to creating the CNAME record. So there's a few things that are very different here than what you might be used to when it comes to creating this particular subdomain. Okay, so we already created a CNAME. Now we're going to create an A record that's going to point to a different server. So here is the server that has been provided. Okay, so your server might be slightly different. It might be the same, just depends. So here we're going to go ahead and add an A record. Okay, now in this particular case, this is going to be the primary. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cruise back on over here and we're going to go into adding a record. We're going to choose the A record. Again, this is just going to be the primary. So we're going to go here. We're going to paste that IP in and we're going to type the letters blog. Okay, so blog.groupkey.com is going to point to this particular server. Again, we're toggling that orange cloud off. We're actually getting that security certificate installed by the servers already. It's going to save you some money. It's going to actually upgrade the quality of the security that is hosted on your WordPress site, because as we know, WordPress and security are not friends. So now we have our settings. Our DNS records are all set here. There's going to be a few minutes that it takes for this to propagate through the system. Disclaimer, up to 48 hours. I mean, it never takes that long, but it could. So if there's nothing is happening for 48 hours or more, then you might have somewhat of an issue with some of the records and you want to come and revisit those just to make sure. Now, one of the things that I didn't do is I did not actually set this to the main actual root of the actual site. So we're just going to leave this here. We're going to cruise down here and we're going to do a 30-minute TTL, which is again what it asked to do. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And we should be good to go. In just a few minutes, this should be ready to rock and roll with our own custom domain. So here's where the primary is inside the platform. You're going to see that we have both of our domains. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and delete that additional domain right there. And it's going to go away. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this one as my primary. And then we're going to delete the actual backend itself. So we'll delete that extra record right there. Oh, can't remove that one. We'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so this is where it's at. Now, those of you who have WordPress already, maybe you don't want to do all the work of rebuilding it. Maybe you already want to just import that right into this install, and you can do that. You can just cruise right on over here, download your files, that .wpress file that you get when you download your files from your hosting. Just drag and drop that right into this, and it's going to upload all of that information, all of that data, all of your users, all of your posts, all of your content, everything you've got into this hosting plan. So those of you who are paying for some of that higher end hosting out there that can be around $100 a month, you can get the same quality hosting right here for $10. So just bring that on in there and you'll be good to go. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go into a blog. This one right here is probably the best one because I don't think we actually had this one installed. Let's see if we can do it. So we're going to go here to Group Keep, and we cannot do it yet because it, of course, is not completely installed. Like we said, this can take up to 45 minutes, maybe a couple of hours, up to 48 hours, I should say, for that to happen. So we're going to cruise back on over, and we're going to go into, which one was it? I think it was on messengerpro.com that we're going to be adding. So we're going to go to lmessengerpro.com and we're going to go into our blog here, and we are going to go to the dashboard. Nope, still being installed. So this one's a little bit on the slow side as well, but just give it a few minutes and these things will all square themselves away for those of you who are kind of following along. It'll take just a moment for that to happen. But what we will do here on the call is we will go to CloudKey, because this is all actually installed on CloudKey's actual servers. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this process, getting these things installed into the system so that you guys can use the awesomeness that is inside there. So I'm going to cruise on over to sites. We're going to go here to WordPress. We're going to cruise on over to the dashboard, and we're going to log in to our WordPress account. Oh, Lord. I don't know what my password is. Is that it? Oh my, I'm good at this. Okay, so here we go. We are logged into the back end. You can see that we do have a few pieces of content right here that are not normal inside of your WordPress. Now, I've already added these things, so there's a few things that are going to be done already that we have, we have already stepped through, so it's not going to look the same, but I'm still going to share with you how to actually modify this because it's really, really important. You'll want to install a couple of plugins. So we're going to go right here to the plugins tab. And with the first step that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to add a new plugin. We're going to add the Spinrewriter plugin. Like I said, I've already done this, so I'm not actually going to go through the process. It is really easy. So you're just going to go upload a plugin. You're going to choose a file, and it's going to be Spinrewriter. right here. It is a zipped file. Okay, so you just simply grab this right here. Those are launch emails. We're looking for the WordPress plugin. So you're going to look for the WordPress plugin right here, and you're just going to click that open. When you click that open, it's going to bring the file into WordPress, it's going to unpack it, and it's going to make it live. And then what you're going to see is this little icon right down here on the bottom left corner of your WordPress dashboard that is going to have Spinrewriter. Now, Spinrewriter is going to have some settings: spin old posts, spin new posts, and get some support. Now, what we're going to do in here is we're going to go into the settings tab, and you can see right here that we have some settings all set up for what we're going to want to do. We have our API key, which I'm going to change. We have how long we want Spinrewriter to watch the blog post before it begins to spin them. Okay, so here I have it set at 3 months. So every 3 months, if I upload one YouTube video a week and I put one blog post per week to syndicate that, every 3 months, I will have 12 posts that are automatically being re-pushed to the top of the search engine. The added content has been re-updated in those posts by the application. I don't have to do anything. So it just constantly creates that new content that Google's always going to be looking for. You want to spin your post titles, you can set it to do that. And of course, publish as new posts. I have it set to do that. So it creates more content that is similar, but not the same. So that hopefully that makes sense. Now you can set these on the posts themselves to spin that one post as well. So just in case you want to. Now skip these categories. I am skipping the cloud key post because the cloud key post, that category is actually going to be filled with posts that are how-tos. So right, I want a step 1, step 2, step 3. I don't want it to rearrange any of that content. So we're going to have it skip the cloud key post. Also, any of the posts that you have here, if you wanted to skip these, you can. Now, most of these posts, actually almost all but 4 of them, have been actually written by the robot itself. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. Advanced ELN spinning settings. Again, this is the software being smart. Okay, so what it does is a confidence level. We have ours set at medium. Basically, what the confidence level is how competent is the system in you as a human being being able to read that particular post and understand it. Right. Because a lot of us, I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of these things before, like you can go get the best free spinner and all these kind of tools. They create some really weird sounding posts, even Java, or not Java, what's it called? Jasper does the same thing. Like you get some really weird kind of content that gets spit out of it and you still have to edit it, right? But if you take a look at some of the content that's on blog.cloudkey.io, under the uncategorized section, that's all written by automation, and you can read it and you can understand it, which is incredible. Protected keywords, we don't want them to change these ones. So for Messenger Pro, affiliate marketing, network marketing, cloud key, anything that's inside of our content that we do not want it to change, we're going to put in there so it doesn't create synonyms for pro, right? Like Messenger expert, like that would be terrible. We wouldn't want that because it would make us look weird when people are reading that. Automatic protection. Okay, so what we're going to do is protect all capitalized words so that it doesn't turn people's names or software names into lowercase and removes that to it. We're going to spin sentences. We're going to automatically spin the entire sentence. So it's going to change the whole sentence. It's not going to spin just a couple of words. It's going to change the entire sentence. We want to add paragraphs. Of course we do. If there's any new content related to our keywords, anything that makes sense in this frequency with this algorithm, with this AI, we want it to be able to do that as well. We're going to change sentence structure. Okay, so if it was a just a statement or just a regular sentence, it might change it to a question, or it might change it to something with a little bit more a little bit more style than what it currently has. It's going to read it and it's going to base that off of well, actually watch Aaron's video, you'll see what it does. Some of the original words as well, I put no on that one, so it doesn't have anything about that is new. And then of course run 24/7 automatically. You can turn this on and or off, so you can come in and you can click the button to make it run, or you can just let it do its thing. That's what we're doing. It posts on average 2 blog posts every single day. Now, big content. This is one of the updates, or what you want to call upgrades inside of the app. I bought it just because it was part of it. So here you can see big content. There's 126,000 quality PLR articles. And again, the primary keywords that we wanted to look for in these articles is online business startups, launching a business online, email marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, ClickFunnels, and starting an online coaching business. And then of course, we don't want to spin these posts before we publish them. We want them to be published right out of the box. So here we can see where it pulls some content in and then it begins to rewrite that content, which is really, really cool. Now, in this process, whenever you set up Spinrewriter for the very first time, these are the 3 steps. Your first one is make sure that you're integrated with the account. Just follow these steps right here. Real easy to do. Copy the API key, goes right inside. Spin republish, set it to republish your old post, which is what we just walked through the process of doing. And then, of course, create brand new posts from big content. You can actually just click this button right here. It takes you right over to big content. This is big content right here. Brings you over to this. You can get a video right here. Shows you what it's all about. It's a JVZoo offer, but that's plugs right in. There's an API key that plugs right into your Spinrewriter, and then it gives you this Postly tool right here. This is the other tool that you're going to get in the process of downloading and uploading the app. So you can see right here that we do have affiliate marketing. We have how to build an email list and how to build cash flow with the internet land rush. Now, these are campaigns that we're running. You can see right here that these campaigns are pulling from 6,540 articles. This one right here is pulling from 4,015 articles. This one right here is pulling from 112 articles. And what it's doing is it's taking that content, it's reading it like a robot would. It's going out on the internet, it's comparing it, it's rewriting it, and then it's posting it on our blog twice a day. So that's what this is doing. When we're creating a campaign, we're just simply going to add a new campaign. And this is how I do it, right? I whatever we're going to add it for. So in this particular case, whatever we would want it to do. Let's see, we have affiliate marketing. Let's do write blogs about which we would do organic marketing on social media. And then here we're going to enrich articles. We're going to add images. We're going to add videos. We want this to be at a high confidence level, which means we want to make sure that it is ultra readable, like the ones that we're currently doing. We can post daily, every second day, twice a week, once a week. I'm just going to set this one up for once a week. And then we're going to choose publish. Now, campaign keywords, these are going to be over here on the other side. So organic social media, Facebook, CRM tools. We're going to add that keyword. We're going to add in Facebook marketing coach. Okay. We're going to add that one in. We're going to add in Facebook content, post content, Facebook post content, right? So this is what it's going to look for when it goes out onto the internet to create the articles from this particular campaign. And then we're going to go in here into the uncategorized because we don't want to categorize anything as of yet. Maybe we'll have at a later point in the future, we'll come in, maybe a VA or somebody can come in and kind of recategorize some of this content. But here you can see we have some keywords for this particular campaign. And we can also use this right here. We could simply choose from the most common keywords. So whatever the most common keywords are inside of our blog, inside of our tag sets, it will choose from those as well. But we don't want to do that for a new campaign, at least not from my perspective. If you want to choose an author up here, I don't know who Harris is, but I think that's the robot. It could be you or it could be Harris in this particular case. I'd be curious what your guys is. Spin this post with Spinrewriter. We won't need to do that because this is obviously doing it in the process. And then we just simply click the publish button. Now we have a new campaign that is currently going out. It's looking for articles. It's going to pull in some articles that it's going to use for its base on the content that it's going to create. So this does take a couple of minutes, just like everything else with the application. Next thing that I want to talk about inside of your WordPress account here, once these are all installed, is the default content. Okay, so there's a couple of places inside of here. You're going to see up here at the top left, you're going to see the posts. Inside of these posts right here, these are actually posts that the software is posting for us, but there is a brand new post called Hello World in every WordPress install. What you're going to do is you're just going to simply go into the post section and you're just going to highlight that. Just going to check that box right there and click on the trash icon. Just going to throw it away because you don't want it. And then you just create a post, create your very first post for your blog. That could be a post about you. Mine was, and that's all you have to do there. Now your pages, same thing. It's got a page that says Hello World. This is a page. And so you want to come in and you want to remove that page from the account. Next thing is the comment. There's a comment in there as well that says this is a comment. And again, you're going to come here and you're just going to simply highlight that comment and you're going to delete it. So now you have a very fresh WordPress installation. There's nothing on it. You're going to need a theme. There's a basic WordPress theme that they have on there. I was not a fan of it. Maybe you might be. It's up to you how you want to structure that. I personally like the simplest of themes. So what we do here is we simply choose the appearance tab. Now, inside of the appearance, you can see that we have two themes. One is the minimalist newspaper and one is newspaperly. We can add a new theme. You'll probably have 4 or 5 themes in there. I've deleted all of the extra ones because I don't want them. Here you can see all of the themes that are available for WordPress. WordPress is basically a funnel builder because you can build just about anything in WordPress. So here you can kind of see how all of these themes kind of look and get a feel for their kind of their style, whatever it is that you like. But what I would recommend, just simply go on in and search for your themes. Just type in news and you'll see this one pop up right here. This is the one that we have installed. There's a couple of them on here. I chose this one because it has the advertising spaces on it. There's actually 9 spots for ads. So when you set this theme up and you go into the customization options, you can actually hook it up directly to your AdSense account. So they'll be posting ads on your blog that other people are paying you for those impressions on. Okay. So here you can see how the sidebar settings go. You can see that there's a few images here at the top. Keep in mind, these are not done. I'm just kind of experimenting with this theme because I don't really know what it looks like. So I'm kind of putting things on places, see what they look like, making pictures, putting those pictures up, all those kinds of things. There's a version you can purchase, which gives you a few things like taking the category titles out and things like that. That's up to you guys if you wanted to purchase a theme or not. I don't recommend that you do because you got plenty of them that you can use for free. Sidebar settings, this one's really important as well. This is actually all the stuff over here. So if you want to see the color of the headings, I'm colorblind, so it's going to be real basic colors like you can see here, but that's something a little bit your personality. The same thing. Navigation settings, this is going to be the color coding for the navigation. This is up here at the top. This is going to be the links that people are clicking on to go to different categories, different places in your blog. Site identity, this is actually really important. Make sure you title it, make sure it's titled. You don't necessarily need a tagline. Taglines help, but you don't necessarily need it, but you want to make sure that you do title it because this is your metadata. Okay, this is what Google crawls. Okay. You'll also want to put your icons in there. Make sure you do change those. And when you upload the images, okay, when you're uploading images, you also want to make sure that when you do that, say, for example, we've got me, you want to put your alt text, your title, a caption, and a description of what that image is, because the bots, when they're crawling this, are going to look for the images. They look for those alt tags. They look for those things. My mom, for example, is blind, completely blind, and her computer talks to her. And when it reads a post, it reads the alt tag to describe what the picture is. So just keep that stuff in mind when you are adding images to your libraries, that you want to have descriptions that people who are visually impaired are able to kind of interpret, at least to the best of technology's ability to help them interpret that. Then we're going to cruise on back over here, and we have our other colors on the site. You can, of course, select a background color. I have not done that because I'm terrible at it. Header settings. This one is going to be an image that you could put in your header. All the themes have a very similar layout as this on the customization option. So whenever you click in here, it's going to walk you through all of that particular theme's features, right? Which is really, really cool. Here you have your widgets, and this is where you're going to see all of the places where you can place advertisements. Like these right here could be ads. You can place ads all over this newspaperly theme. And then which brings us out to, we cruise on back out to the actual site itself. We can go into where we at theme settings. There we go. Into the theme settings, and you can see all of the different widgets that are available for this one. It's also going to give you a few plugins that it's going to recommend. So we'll go here into the plugins to kind of show you what those are going to look like. The plugins, one of those is the social media button, right? So right here, if we go into the plugins, you're going to see that we have, for example, Postly. That's the one that goes with Spinrewriter. And then we have Spinrewriter. Right here is the superb social media share button. So when we go out to our page, I'll show you how superb these are. I would go on over to a post. We'll just go to an uncategorized post. We'll open up some email marketing, and you can see right here, these are those buttons. And you can put them at the top of the post, bottom of the post. Pretty cool. So it's real simple, real easy to manage right there. Now I'm not sure what this is. Session has expired. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and log out of that. Don't worry about that one right now. We're gonna cruise back into here and cover a couple more things, and then we'll open it up for you guys to ask any questions. Sitekit. Okay, so Sitekit by Google. This is going to be basically your Google Tag Manager. Sitekit makes it really easy to install that. So when you open up Sitekit up here, you're going to see that Sitekit gives you some metrics. You can see that we're starting to get some traction. We got 9 unique visitors on our site so far in 5 days just from posting the content. You can see that we have some page views. These are the crawlers. These are the bots crawling the pages. It's not humans. Unique page views are pretty bounce rates pretty high, so that's going to be going down. Right here you can see find out how much you're earning from your content. So right here you can set up an AdSense account. So once you've installed the Google Sitekit, this is just a plugin. So you just go search Google Sitekit, and it'll let you install this plugin. This is going to give you your metrics, your traffic, everything, your #1 referrers, how your site's performing overall. And then it's going to give you this little plugin right here where you just simply click the setup process. It's going to walk you through creating an AdSense account, and then it'll let you put advertisements automatically on your blogs for additional revenue streams. So these are basically the fundamentals behind everything that we got going on here. So hopefully this gets everybody really excited, because this is an automated system to start going out there, getting some content, getting some free traffic from search engines, and giving your primary domains some notoriety in the search engine. So when people are searching for those keywords, you will have an opportunity of being able to collect some of that traffic, which is really, really important, and why we're here. And if we can leverage automation, why not do that? So that being said, that's all I got for you. Appreciate everybody. Anybody has any questions? Those of you who are on the call, we've got who we got on the call? We got Dan. Good to see you. Saw you earlier. First one to hop in. Alina, good to see you. Jen, good to see you. Darren, sir, good to see you. I can't see the Facebook chat, so those of you who are watching in Facebook, welcome. Appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us. But yeah, so.
Hey, Drew, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
I am. I'm excited.
Getting better.
Yeah.
Hey, question. So I got the spin, and then I got the gold package as well. I did not do the WordPress thing because my site doesn't run on WordPress, but I got a little confused because you were, I mean, I'm going to watch this again because a bunch going on. And so I was just wondering, like, should I, in order to use the WordPress, like I already sent a ticket to support asking, hey, add WordPress. Right. So, and they've already emailed me twice saying they've got it and everything. So they're all over that. So, but I'm just wondering, the spin tab is going to show up in our CRM as well.
It shows up inside of your so Spinrewriter itself is going to be in its own login, right? You'll log into that, and then you'll download the app, and then it'll show up right here once you uploaded it.
Okay. All right.
And so if you need help with that, we'll help you.
Yeah, I gotcha. So should I do the other WordPress bonus that he offers? Because it's only, I mean, I know it's kind of like $47 one time. I mean, otherwise it's like $97 a year. So is that something I would need?
I don't think you need it for what we're doing. It gives you, what it does, it gives you articles, right? You're not going to need more articles. If anything, you're gonna need less. But by following it, because we're incorporating this with the 9 core commitments, right? With the upload 1 YouTube video per week and the email and the marketing email, right? So what you're doing is you're uploading your YouTube video, putting it on your blog, right? And then what you're doing is you're letting the software go and repurpose that content so that it gets more of a footprint on the internet.
Gotcha. With a subdomain.
Right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So.
Okay. I'm in. I got it.
Good stuff. It's awesome. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Anybody else have any questions, comments, anything that they wanted to share? Epiphanies? I see Jen talking, but I don't hear her. I don't think she's talking to us. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to let everybody go for now. If you have any questions, those of you who are watching on Facebook, just post the questions in the comments. We'll make sure to come through, answer them one by one. If you wanted this offer, go ahead, grab Spinrewriter. I promise you, you're going to love the software. We love the software. We've already made a lot of money with the software. The software owes us nothing. We bought it a long time ago, and we made way more money with it than we have ever actually paid for it. So even with the hosting on all the WordPress accounts that we've used with it, and now that we have WordPress included with our CloudKey CRMs, or at least that option, plugging this into it just makes a lot of common sense. Jen, yeah, you can get the offer. I don't know. They don't tell us who picked it up. And I know there was a number of people that already picked this up. If you were one of the ones that picked up Spinrewriter, just send a ticket in. I also know that you picked up the WordPress as well. So if both of those things are true, then of course you won't have to pay the $10. That's how that'll work. It'll just be active on your account with your Spinrewriter subscription. So that's how that'll work. So good stuff, guys. And that's it. All you guys have a great Friday afternoon. We'll be live tomorrow for our Over the Shoulder. We're going to be sharing with you a little bit of some of the advancements, some of the things that are going to be coming up here by the end of this month. We are going into the final stretch for our second anniversary as CloudKey. October 1st is the anniversary of CloudKey. That'll be 2 years of working with you awesome people. And we will be sharing with you some updates to the compensation plans, making it easier for everybody to use. We're going to be showing a lot of that stuff. So tomorrow we're going to be doing that. And I want to kind of showcase some of what Vlad has been pushing out, because they have been working their tails off, almost to the point of exhaustion, because they're here now and I'm like a slave driver. But they're doing a really good job getting things out there, getting things ready, so that we can finish off. Everybody who's in the community can finish this quarter, or not this quarter, but this year off in Q4 as one of the strongest quarters, strongest years, and the best years of their financial lives. So that being said, I'm going to let everybody go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Those of you are going to be there. If you want to catch the replay, those of you who are watching the replay, make sure that you rewind everything that I went through relatively quickly, but it is all there for you. We'll be putting this up on YouTube as well for those of you who are subscribed there. So see everybody. Have a great day.